10 haunting images of abandoned places that will give you goosebumps. I am Cooling Tower, Belgium. These are parts of a cooling tower in an old power station in Monceau, Belgium. The trumpet-like structure in the middle of this abandoned place introduced hot water to the structure, where it then cooled while dripping down hundreds of small concrete troughs and slats. Kalmanskap, Namibia. Kalmanskap was a small settlement in Namibia that saw a boom in the early 1900s when German settlers realized that the area was rich in diamonds. The surge of wealth gave out after World War I, however, when the diamond field began to deplete. By the 1950s, the town was completely deserted, and as now the haunted houses are visited by photographers and tourists. "102-year-old floating forest in Sydney, Australia." This is the hull of the SS Airfield, a large steamship condemned to dismantling in Homebush Bay, Australia after World War II. When the dismantling yard closed down, however, it and several other ships remained where they were. Now, it is a beautiful and haunting floating forest that serves as an example of nature's capacity for survival. The Monselsea Forts, England. The Monselsea Forts were erected near the Thames and Mersey rivers in Britain to help defend against potential German air or naval raids during World War II. After being decommissioned in 1950, the abandoned buildings have been inhabited by various new tenants, including pirate radio operators, and by the Principality of Sealand, which claims to be an independent sovereign state. Last house on Holland Island, U.S.A. This scary house was part of what was once a fairly successful small island colony in the Chesapeake Bay in the U.S. Rapid erosion of the island's mud and silt coast, however, meant that there was less and less room to live on the island. This abandoned building was the last one left on Holland Island before it too collapsed in 2010. Pripyat, Ukraine. Pripyat was established on February 4, 1970 in Ukraine near the border of Belarus as a Soviet nuclear city. It was home to many of the workers who worked in the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which melted down disastrously in the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. After being evacuated, Pripyat remains a radioactive ghost town that can only be visited through guided tours. House of the Bulgarian Communist Party, Bulgaria. The former headquarters of Bulgaria's Communist Party are just as eerie on the outside as on the inside. The flying saucer-like building, while probably a wonder while it was in use from 1981 until 1991, went into disrepair soon after the fall of the Soviet Union. It is now a ghost of its former self, although plans are being made to restore it. Nara Dreamland, Japan. The Nara Dreamland Park, inspired by Disneyland, was opened in 1961. By 2006, however, it closed down. Now it is a popular destination for urban explorers, although security guards still occasionally patrol the grounds and impose fines. Uninhabited island in southwest Florida, USA. These small domed structures were built in 1981 on Cape Romano off the coast of Florida in the U.S. They were the summer home of oil producer Bob Lee before falling into disrepair. What their fate will be today is still uncertain. Abandoned mill, Italy. This mill in the Valley of the Mills in Sorrento, Italy was abandoned in 1866. This mill ground wheat and a sawmill operated nearby as well. The mill was isolated from the sea by the construction of Tasso Square, which raised the humidity in the area and caused it to be abandoned.